All right, hi guys. So I'm giving you notes on just the notes. We're not actually going through the problems on 11.1, just in case you were confused about the different angles that we're talking about. So hopefully this one won't be all that long. But we're starting with the notes. So we have 11.1 parallel lines cut by a transversal. Parallel lines cut by a transversal. Now, the parallel lines are the ones that never ever touch each other. The transversal is the line that goes through those parallel lines. So our definition for transversal is the line that goes through two lines. Okay? So it's the line that goes through two lines. Whenever they draw it, they always have a very similar looking picture. It always ends up looking something like this. Okay? So that right there is the transversal. Okay? So the transversal is the line that goes through two lines. Interesting point is that a line, a straight line, equals 180 degrees. Okay? It's always 180 degrees. Now, because we know that the straight line is 180 degrees, we know that these two together are 180 degrees. This one and this one is 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 180 degrees. We can play around with a lot of stuff because we know that's true. They all make straight lines, so we know they're all 180 degrees, and so we can do some interesting things with them. One of the things that we can do with them is corresponding angles. So if I have corresponding angles, that means it is the same angle on two different parallel lines. Yeah, same angle on two different parallel lines. If you ever need to stop so that you can write it down before I continue on with the explanation, just pause the video. You can then start it back up again when you're ready. Cool. Okay, so in this case, our corresponding angles, I'm going to use this one right there and this one right here. Do you see how it looks like we just shifted the line down a little bit? It could be the same line, we just shifted it down and over to the side a little bit. Those two angles are exactly the same. They are the same measurement. So if I know what this is, I know what this is. Okay? Every single time. Next one that we have are the alternate interior angles, and I'm looking for a good color. Alternate interior angles. Okay, so these are they're on opposite sides of the transversal, on opposite sides on the other parallel. So they are opposite. I don't like their language they're using. Okay, so opposite sides of the transversal on different parallel lines. Okay, so the transversal, where that would end up being is that one right there and that one right there. Now, those end up being the same as well. They end up being the same measure as well. Same measure. Which seems really weird. And yeah, I'm with you there. It doesn't seem to make logical sense that it would work that way, but that is exactly how it works. So let's take this one and let's do alternate exterior angles. And let's see what that one says. So these are on opposite sides. Again, opposite sides. That's what the alternate means. It means opposite. Opposite sides of the transversal outside. Outside the parallel lines. So we end up with, I'm going to go up around this way instead. We end up with this angle and this angle. Interestingly enough, those ones are also the same. Same measure. So thus far, every angle that we've looked at is the same as each other. And then we have finally going to put this at the bottom of that so that maybe we can get this to actually stay on one page. Sorry, I got to move this up, guys. I ran out of room. We have the, what color have I not used? Orange. Same side interior angles. So they are on the same side of the transversal, same side of the transversal, inside the parallel lines. Now, here's the thing. So far, everything that we have done has been, we find out, oh, wait, that's the same angle. Oh, wait, that's the same angle. Oh, wait, that's the same angle. These ones, not the same. These ones are the opposite. They're the 180. The two of them together make 180. These ones are not the same angle. So I'm going to write down not the same. Okay, so for these ones, we're talking about this one and that one. Those ones are the ones that we're talking about for the same side. Let me go all the way down here. Okay. So for the same side angles, those are the two that we're talking about. And yes, I totally get if you're starting to get a bit confused about which one goes with which one. Right. So if you know what one of the angles is, I can then find every single other angle. So let me show you this one. Pause if you need to write this down still, if you're not finished, because I'm going to move on in just a second. Okay. When I have been given this, and all that I have been told is that this is, let's say that this is 65 degrees. Okay, that's all I know. All I know is that it's 65 degrees. I already know several things because of the corresponding angles. I already know that that 65 is the same as this 65. I already know that because of our corresponding angles. Because of the alternate interior angles, I already know that this 65 is this 65. And then I can take this angle and go back to corresponding angles and say, oh, this is 65 as well. Now, there's another way that I could do this. I didn't have to go through back and forth between the two of them. I could have just gone with, what's the name of the angles that are right next to each other? Opposite angles? Yeah. So I could have just gone, oh, I know opposite angles are equal or are the same. So I know that that's 65, so that has to be 65. That's 65, so that has to be 65. I want to find out what the other missing angle is, though, and so I remember straight line is how many degrees? We just wrote it down. 180 degrees. So I do 180 degrees, 180 minus the given angle, minus the given angle, okay? 180 minus the given angle. So in this case, it's 180 minus 65. I can then go borrow. That becomes 10 minus 5 is 5. 7 minus 6 is 1. And then bring down the 1. So I know by my various rules, every single other angle is 115 degrees. And that is all you need to know about this. They throw in some x's, which means you have to solve some algebraic equations, but that's it. See you guys.